Hey, what's up, Granos and Granettes? Juan Granos, back again, this time with another review. As always, when a manufacturer or a retailer sends me an item for me to review, I gotta let you guys know that this is a sponsor review. So today I'm back in the car, back in the whoop-de doing another review. Of course, it's freezing here in New York City, but I have to do the review, so here we go. So today we're gonna be reviewing a diagnostic, basically a gadget for your car. Now, a disclaimer right from the beginning of the video. This gadget will tell you what's wrong with your car. It will not fix your car. It won't give you, easy shortcuts of how to fix what's wrong with it. What it will tell you is what's wrong with your car. Now, this particular car doesn't have anything wrong with it. The engine light is not on. There's nothing going on with the car, but we're gonna do a test of the actual OBDII scanner on the car. Now, like I said, only if you know about cars, you should try to fix your car. Otherwise, take your car to the mechanic. Now, the good part about this is it'll at least tell you what's wrong with the car. You could do your research online. And if it's something simple like a gas cap that you have to change, then you could just, buy that. Or, maybe it has a leak. If it has a leak in the tank or maybe a leak in the air conditioner or something like that, you should definitely take the car to a mechanic to get it fixed. Otherwise, little things that you can fix here and there from the codes that it gives you, then I suggest you do it. Again, disclaimer, I'm not telling you to go fix your car using this item. I'm telling you this item can help you, tell you what's wrong with your car, and then you could choose to try to fix it yourself or take it to a mechanic. At least you know what's wrong with it. Some people like to tinker with their own, their own cars, and they like fixing the stuff on their own. So this gadget is for you. Now, this is basically a mechanic. This is a mechanic. It tells you what's wrong with your car. So let's go into the unboxing. So here's the box. Nothing much to it. It's called ATDIAG, and it's version 8. Here it is in the back. AT330. So it's an OBD II scanner, and it basically helps you find out what's wrong with your car. It scans. Now, in order for you to use this, your car has to be from 1996 or newer. The reason is that's the year when they started putting these ports on the cars for people to, for mechanics to try to figure out what's wrong with the cars, so they could plug in the computer. So, if your car's from 1996 and newer, it should have that. Okay, here it is. So it's basically, if you know about these gadgets, it's basically this plugs into your port in your car under your dashboard. Now, the reason I'm on the passenger side is because here in New York, if you sit in your driver's side, people think you're going to move your car, and I'm actually not going to move the car. So I'm tired of people asking me if I'm moving. So here's the piece, and very simple piece. It's got an LCD screen there that gives you the information that you need, and that's it. It doesn't need any batteries because it uses the batteries from the car to power app, and it does have a manual. And if obviously, if we get stuck, we're gonna go through the manual, but for now, we're just gonna go right ahead and plug this bad boy in. That's the plug, and there is a plug under here somewhere. I'm gonna try to get to it now. Let's see if we can see it with the camera. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the plug is in there somewhere. Where is it? Right here, right in the front there. There it is. So plug our port right in there, and we should be ready to go. And it should light up, and there it is. Lights up. And now, like I said, this particular car does not have anything wrong with it, or maybe it does. Why don't we do a test? Let's press enter here and see what it says. And we'll do an engine check. Recodes. Let's see if there's any codes stored in the memory. So there are no codes stored because there's nothing wrong with the car, but it will tell you the codes. Now, if it does give you a code, basically what you will have to do next is basically you go on the internet and you look up the code, you know. Now this has a little bit more than just codes. It gives you live data from your car. So if you want to diagnose your car, you know, the engine, the exhaust, not the exhaust, but you know, the performance of the car, it will give you all that information here. So this is actually not just any other regular scanner. It gives you a lot of information. Like, again, this is stuff for probably mechanics. If you're a mechanic, this is, you know, or a person that tinkers with cars and know what all this stuff means, this is probably going to be better for you than for the average Joe. Like, I mean, all these numbers, I don't know what they mean. So let's go back. Let's see what other info can we get here. And okay, the monitor test, the O2 monitor test. Let's see what it gives us there. Back one. So this is for the oxygen the car is giving now, but so this car doesn't support that. Let's go back. Oops, let's, maybe the second bank has information for me. Let's see, second bank. So again, this is, oh, okay, so that's not for this car either. So again, this is for a person who likes to tinker with a car and know a little bit about cars. Like I said, the information in here that gives you, this is very detailed. So when you're working on your car, see, look at this. I mean, this is like, you know, I don't know what that means. It's just that, but this car is working fine now. So none of this, you know, none of the stuff is, but when you get an engine light, oops, no, we don't want to exit yet. When you get an engine light on your car, this will tell you basically what's wrong with it, and then you can look up the code and find out how to fix it on the web, of course. But this is I like the fact that it lights up. So the screen actually lights up, and let's see, misfire, nope, everything is okay. Catalyst is okay. Some stuff is not available. Component is okay. So that's pretty cool. I mean, again, this is actually a little bit more than I thought it would be. This is very hold on, let me just exit out and see what happens. Okay, let me see this. Okay, let's try this one here. This is a little more okay, so if I were to put a code here, I know that a code that this car had was P0956, I believe. So let me see if I could mimic that code on here. 456, I think it was. So look at that. So it tells me what the problem was. So I mean, before this car had like a leak where it would leak, and it says very small leak. So actually, you don't even need the internet. It just tells you what the problem is, and doesn't tell you how to fix it, of course, but it tells you what the problem is. So you could just try to figure out, I know this car had this problem before and I fixed that, so that, you know, that's already gone. But that's very cool. I like that. Oh, let me see. Okay, how about this? What is this? System setup. Let's check that out. Or language. Okay, units of measure. Okay, so I guess this works more, you know, if you're outside the United States, you could change it to whatever you want, liters or miles or whatever the hell it is. And tool information. Okay. And you could test itself. The tool could test itself. Display test. Okay, good. So guys, I mean, what else can I say? This is actually pretty cool. I like the fact that it's very easy to use. I hope I'm holding this right. That it's very easy to use, and everything you need is right on the screen. And like I said, this is for a person who sort of knows more about cars. This is not just, you know, for any regular Joe. I mean, I guess you could be a regular Joe and you want to tinker with your car, but as long as you know what you're doing, then it's fine. So the tool works. I mean, I'm glad that the screen lights up on its own. So if it's dark at night and you want to see what's going on in the code, then you could just look it up. Very easy to use. Anybody could use this. Again, I'm going to tell you again. I said this at the beginning of the video. If you use this tool to fix your car, know what you're doing, you know? Don't start changing parts out of your car if you don't know what you're doing. This tool is great to tell you what's wrong, because you know what? You could use this tool before you go to the mechanic, find out how much it really costs, then go to the mechanic and get a second opinion. The mechanic might come out and say, it costs only $100 to fix it, but the mechanic might come out and say, oh, it's going to cost you $300. And you say, wait a minute, I saw it in the tool, and the tool tells me that after parts and labor, it only costs you $150, like $50, whatever the hell it is. Actually, let's just say, if he tells you it's going to cost you $300 and it's $100, you could tell him, listen, it only costs $100 to fix. So, obviously you're getting ripped off. And mechanics don't like that. Mechanics hate when people have tools like this available to them. So, guys, thanks for watching. You've been watching LGTV. I am Juan Granos. I'm going to leave the link for this particular scanner on Amazon, so you guys can pick it up if you're looking for a scanner. But you've been watching LGTV. I am Juan Granos. Find me on Instagram, Los Granos. Find me on Facebook, Los Granos. Find me on Twitter, Los Granos. This is Juan Granos, freezing my butt off for you guys in New York.